Hey, everybody, what's going on? This is your man, Big B, Brian Hanley. Welcome to Steelers Almighty. Look, today we are taking a look at the Steelers' offensive line in third down situations against the best defense that they faced all year, which was the Philadelphia Eagles. Look, this game wasn't great. Having said all of that, there's some good and there's some bad. So we've got some plays that we're going to break down, taking a look at the offensive line. If you like what we're doing here on Steelers Almighty with these All-22s, make sure you sign up to become a member at the All-Pro level or higher to be able to get not only these All-22 breakdowns of this, but for the entire game that we're going to be doing of the upcoming season. We're doing last year's now. We'll be obviously do this year's when it comes up. So make sure you sign up to be a member of Steelers Almighty to get the All-22 breakdown of the entire football game. So without further ado, let's get into this. All right, so 3rd and 7 here, Pittsburgh 34-yard line. This one's tough. And how we're going to go through it, we'll look at the play and then we'll look at it from behind here. You can see our man Mason McCormick struggling right here. Line sliding right. Russ takes a deep shot here, goes for it all, gets to the top of the drop. I think he can throw the football right here, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I know there's a guy here, but your running back is drifting. He's going to come down. This is open. That's open in the National Football League. Now, is it going to require some finesse? Probably, Or he could just take the check down and see what Jaylen Warren can do. But he goes for it all, throws it into triple coverage. I think it's a horrible decision, to be quite honest with you. You could even say that he could go down here to Calvin Austin, but he's covered. He's covered. I think the throw is here, or just hit your check down and see if he can make a play out there. But that's not what Russ does. Russ decides to go for it all, triple coverage, to Van Jefferson, no less. Not Pickens, Van Jefferson. All right. See here, got the offensive line. And again, our man McCormick is right here. You're going to see he struggles a little bit with this. Now, the line sliding right. Slides right at the snap. You got Jalen Carter, and Jalen Carter hits you from your chest to your inside shoulder. There is no way in hell that Mason McCormick should think, you know what? This guy's running into me. I'm just going to let him go. I understand that the center is coming, but here's the thing. What if you get pressure here and he comes here? Okay, you could say the back's going to pick him up, but what if Zach Frazier picks him up? Okay, because it just, I don't know. There's no way that you're going to tell me that this guy, you're just going to let him go. And then you look at the pirouette move. He just lets him go off of his shoulder, gets out of position. Now, Zach Frazier's there to pick him up, but gee, many Christmas. And he tries to spin around. That's when you know he's wrong. That's exactly when he knows that he's wrong, is because now he's spinning around to try to cut him off because he's like, uh-oh. Yeah, not good offensive line play there. Look at our man Broderick out here. See this right here. See this position. If this defensive end is bigger, Broderick ends up on his back, or he ends up in the lap of Russell Wilson. Look at the hand placement. Look at that right there. Outside, no leverage whatsoever. Feet aren't horrible. They're not horrible, other than our man Dan Moore. That's terrible. So his feet aren't horrible, because Broderick's so athletic, but he's so big that he's able to stop the bull rush. But a better pass rusher with a little bit more, I shouldn't say better, a bigger pass rusher, Broderick's having some trouble here, especially with that outside arm out there. If he breaks it down, it's a holding penalty, comes inside, it's trouble. It's trouble. But they gave him enough time. And that's the positive out of this. You got enough time to get a throw off. Moving on. 3rd and 8. Pittsburgh 34. Still in the first quarter, down 3. Making calls. Probably could have got Broderick for an offsides. And the Eagles are fired up. So Broderick in a stance. They go in motion. A little dummy motion. I mean, he stands up. I don't know. I don't know if you're going to call that a jump. You probably could, because he comes up and turns around. But at the snap, now this is a good job here by these two. You know, that's a good pass off. Now, granted, you would want shoulders to stay square by McCormick. You know, you want shoulders to stay square. And the reason that I say that, I get that this is the twist here. I understand that. But what if he comes here is just rushing outside shoulder? He comes here and the twist comes all the way back around. Somebody's got to be there. And you could say Frazier could be, but if we get a blitz, you got to keep your shoulders square. That's the difference when you're passing guys off. Now, you do it however you can do it. This is the National Football League, ladies and gentlemen. So it isn't always going to be pretty, man, especially when you're dealing with these kinds of pass rushers. You do it however the job gets done. So, but that's a good job there. And he's waiting on him. You know, he's waiting on him. So that's good. But doesn't get his hands down. He's soft on his punch. See? And he's just soft right there. Long-armed, and then he's able to get his hand up and knock the pass down. You know. I would talk more, and we'll get into more on the other side of the line as things go on. But those are the two guys that I want to see. Now, pressure, possible pressure coming here. They back out of it. Sack. Just seemed the timing may have been off here. Gets to the top of the drop. See, this is what I'm talking about, you know, at the top of the drop. It's like he's ready to throw the ball. Nobody's looking. I mean, there's nobody looking. Like here, not looking. Here, not looking. Here, not looking. Now, up here, possibly you could throw. Obviously, you're going to throw it down here. But, like, nobody's ready. And so then pressure comes, and then a sack. So it's 3rd and 10. I mean, I guess it's all verticals, it looks like, but so they act like they're bringing pressure. They don't. And again, my man McCormick, I mean, this, again, I understand that side of the line is sliding left, but there is no way of any type of pass blocking, passing off, nothing where you look like this, leaning forward where the guy is just swatting you. You could say, hey, I know he's got help on the double team, but this inside hand has to be here to help Zach Frazier so he can't split the double team. I mean, that has to happen. That has to happen. And Frazier's there to save him. But that's bad. And then Dan Moore just gets outworked. I mean, now he's not on our football team anymore, so we don't have to talk, but that's just getting outworked. And this isn't, it's a coverage sack. That's just getting outworked. And then Broderick, literally, remember earlier when I told you that he would get pushed into the backfield? Look at that. They go to chip. The DN sees it, goes low. Broderick standing way too high. Way too high. And he gets driven into the back. And it's driven into the backfield by guys that's just spinning. Like, he's just spinning. Because the DN doesn't want to get hit in the ribs with the chip. So he goes low. Broderick's way out of position. Look at him catching. And anytime you catch, you get beat. Anytime you catch as an offensive lineman, you're going to get beat. And that's exactly what happened. And he gets driven into the backfield. Isaac had a hard time here, but he's doing his job. Isaac's fighting his ass off. But we saw a lot of time Isaac got his outside arm broken down, and he does here too. But he's in front of his guy. But 3 of the 5 offensive linemen just get worked on this play. That's never good. That's never good. 3rd and 18. This was right after that crazy play in the end zone where we got a penalty. I did that nonsense, but it is what it is. Not sure. I mean, he's already thrown the ball here. Drop back. You got out wide. You could throw it out here and just get what you get. But he's trying here, and I get it. Friermuth, he's trying to get it in there, but there's a lot of people in there. There's a lot of people in there. And here, again, once again, not looking. Now, you could say maybe anticipation, but those guys aren't in the play. And that ball is way too high, and it needed to be high because if he throws it low, it's going to get intercepted. But let's take a look at the offensive line. Good here by McCormick. See, before, shoulders aren't square. It's not perfect. But at least, okay, I'm engaged. There's a double team. Now, he does get swatted, but he stays engaged. He gets help. But my thing is, you're here. You have to stay there. This is a double team, man. You can't go look unless the coaches have specifically said, okay, you've got a double here on Jalen Carter. But once you do that and Zach gets over to block him, go try and bail out Broderick. Now, it seems that may be the case because you constantly see him turning to go try to help. And see, he's even running. Look, he's trying to go and help again. So that may have been the game plan this week. Look, we're going to double here, but once Zach gets over there, then we need you to go help with Broderick. Well, Zach don't have him this time, and he's pushing him back towards you, and he's already got his head turned. I mean, if that's the game plan, I'll be honest with you, that's bad. Tackle. At some point, you got to block a defensive end by yourself. It's just that simple. Go block the guy. Broderick, again, horrific technique. That is about as bad as it gets for a tackle. Leaning forward, no punch. He is controlling him. That's about as bad as it gets. Broderick's got to do a better job. I'm not going to be the bash Broderick Jones because I know he can be better, but damn it, this is bad. This is bad. And you know how we are with Steelers Almighty. We're going to call it like it is. This is horrific technique by an offensive lineman. And then he gets beat around the corner. Isaac does a good job. Dan Moore does a good job. But he's beat. It's got to get better. The technique from McCormick and Broderick got to get better. If they're going to have a good line this year, it's just got to get better. Here's 3rd and 18 from the 22. I mean, these are almost throwaway plays. Look at the coverage. I mean, they're just like, we'll give you whatever you want. We'll keep everything in front of you and make a tackle. And that's exactly what they did. It's exactly what they did. Just getting off the football field. Eagles pinning their ears back. Much better by the offensive line. But you look at McCormick. I think this is what they're telling. Now, this one is a twist. But even in this with the twist, there's at no level of football do they teach you, hey, when a twist is coming, turn your back to the line of scrimmage because what if Zach has fallen down or something? This guy's you're passing it off. You pass it off by literally in front, shuffle a guy across, passing to your guy, come back and block him. Not turn your back. There's no, At no level, not even at the pee-wee level, do they teach you to turn your back to pass somebody off. That just doesn't happen, people. Oh, and what happens? This is what I'm talking about. Zach gets knocked off in another second because of what happens behind him. He gets tripped because now Isaac is bad here. Isaac, you got to be better. He gets bull rushed and then broken down. I mean, he's fighting, but you got to fight better. But part of it is, look, his hands are outside. Your hands are outside. Then he goes to replace them. By that time, he's getting pushed. And then the second bull rush comes and can't stand up to it. And in his position, he's high. Not good. Gets knocked off track. Dan Moore does a good job. But this is a throwaway play. But even in these throwaway plays, the line still got to be there. Broderick did a good job that time. 3rd and 2 from the Philadelphia 22. 17-3 Eagles, the second quarter. Steelers trying to get back into the game here. Dive by Russell Wilson. This is what I'm talking about again. He's ready to throw the ball right here. This is a quick 3-step drop. There's nobody looking, guys. Like, he's still in his route. He's supposed to, it is a shallow cross. He's just now starting to cross in his route. It's like the timing was constantly off. And again, I'm not blaming one or the other, but we're watching with our eyes. It's like, who's ready to catch the football? And look at Russell Wilson. He's ready to throw it. That's at the top of the drop. So then he goes to scramble, which maybe he needed to scramble, maybe he didn't. But look at that blitz pickup by Jaylen Warren. I mean, he flips the guy. So then he goes to run out, and then there isn't anybody open. At this point, but I think the line is fine here. I mean, Jaylen Warren does exactly, hey, I'm coming to cut you. You want to jump? Let's see what happens if you can land on your head or not. Let's see what happens. But this is a quick 3-step drop. They're there. Guys shuffle across. This is a good job by the line here. I mean, the ball's got to be gone. Now, McCormick, yeah, I mean, they could have got him for holding. So, heck, I said it too fast about good job. He's fighting, but there you are. You got him, but you notice that hand right there. That hand right there. Outside shoulder pad. You're not blocking guys like him. You're just not blocking guys like that. And then when he swats you, he swatted him right out of the way. I mean, look at that. You got to be more physical. Now, Broderick is helped out because his guy stops. Because, I mean, that is literally standing straight up. So he's lucky that his guy stops. McCormick probably should have been called for holding there because that's holding. Yeah, that's holding. When your ass is towards the sideline and the guy's rushing the quarterback and you see his shoulder, I mean, that is textbook holding. They just didn't call it. Again, technique, his fight, his grit, tenacity, all there. Now we need the technique to come with it. Got to have the technique to come with it. And I think we can find it. I think he's got it. I really do. If he didn't, I'd tell you. If he didn't have it, I'd tell you. 3rd and 1. Philly 10. Still trying to get back into it. First down. Just a quick little sneak. Nothing special. Not the tush push. I mean, we're in 13 personnel. You just get low. Isaac, good step inside. Good step by Frazier. Good step. Everybody inside. Just, hey, we need a yard. Let's go get it. And that's how you run it. You see Isaac blow his guy out of there. That's exactly how they teach you. It's exactly how they teach you. Good job there. Good job. 3rd and 9 from the Philly 9. 3rd and goal. I want to say, yep, and we are in 11 personnel here. No blitz. Doesn't appear to be. As Philly said, nope, we can get pressure with 4. Freiermuth open, touchdown. You remember Pickens was out, hamstring. So go in motion. Let's take a look at the line. Seem to have plenty of time. Okay. If I've seen this once, I've seen it 5 times already in this game. We've got our man Mason McCormick here, and I hate to be on him, but I'm going to be on him because I think he's better than this. I know you have a double team, but you can't just get swatted and then just stand there like that. That they're not teaching that. I mean, I know Jalen Carter is really, really good. But what if you don't have a double team? Then what? And I know the line is sliding right. I get that. So he knows he has help. But it doesn't look this way, man. Or it shouldn't. But that's a good job across the board. Broderick Jones does a real good job. Stops the initial rush. Dan Moore, Isaac fighting his ass off, and like he usually does. All right, 3rd and 20 from the Philly 43. Look, coverage, just keep everything in front. Quick little slant there. It's near the end of the half because there's only 48 seconds to go. Yeah, my man McCormick here. He sees it coming. He sees the twist coming. But, see, he sees it. He backs up. But part of the problem is, again, with offensive line play, at the guard position, you can't drop your outside foot. When you drop your outside foot, you're opening up the gate for guys when they do twists like this, for guys to get through. Everything it has to be parallel. You can't drop your outside foot. And he does. See, he does it immediately. Okay. And I get, okay, maybe the line is sliding right. But if he comes hard inside, for instance, if the defensive end at the snap, if he were to just come hard inside here, well, Broderick may be able to push him some. If he's turned this way, that's a natural gap that he's getting through. He's absolutely getting through. So that's why I say he sees it, but you got to be parallel. You can't be perpendicular, excuse me. Because if you are, it's a problem. But Broderick does a good job of redirecting, and that's why this one gets saved. Is because Broderick does enough and pushes him hard inside and redirects. That's why I keep saying Broderick. That's why I'm positive Broderick can do it. Now, he may not do it on the left side, but when you see Broderick do it right, he's really good at it. This is really good. I mean, it just is. He pushes, stays in position, redirects. Yeah, I mean, that's good. It's good on that side. Now, what's not good is on the backside. But again, what I told you, just what I was telling you earlier about outside foot getting, dropping your outside foot. McCormick, look what Isaac does. And look at the twist. So while Dan Moore is trying to be in position, Isaac drops his outside shoulder and outside foot. Well, if they twist, if this is longer, that's a sack. And it isn't Dan Moore's fault. It's literally not his fault. Isaac has to stay square. He's got to stay square. That's rule 101 from an offensive guard position is you have to keep this foot square. And he immediately drops it back. You can't drop it back. Because when you do, That's exactly what happened. Like, this is not Dan Moore's fault. If this would have been a sack, it would not have been his fault at all. Moving on. Second half, down 27-13, 11 to go. 3rd and 22. Seems like we were in a lot of 3rd and 20s in this game. And I think this is one of them that pissed me off that we didn't go for. I mean, it's a good play here. Mike Williams made an appearance. Now, this one, I can live with the offensive line. They're rushing 4. We get a chip. Freiermuth. He helps Broderick. But McCormick, a little out of position. Not moving his feet. See? And that's part of it. He thinks the guy's going inside. Look where he's looking. You see his head? You see his head right there? He's looking around. But you got to stay strong in here with that inside hand. You got to stay strong. But he doesn't. And then when he comes back outside, he's not ready for it, and he's leaning. And look at his feet. I've said it over and over. I mean, Frazier's feet are bad. I mean, you can't be perpendicular to the side. You just can't. You can't. You don't block that way, you know. And if there was any pressure from the backside at all and Russell had to move right, this is a sack. This is a sack. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Pittsburgh Steelers. Again, these were just some of the 3rd down situations that the Steelers were in this game. It wasn't pretty. But again, this was the best defensive line in football, in my opinion, and most people's opinion. So they struggled somewhat in these situations, but they were able to still make some plays. There's good, there's bad. And that's why I'm so positive about the offensive line, is because against the best, they weren't horrendous. There were some horrendous plays. Our man McCormick, it seemed like we were on him. Broderick out there, not great, but there were some good too. There was some good. So with some better technique by both of them, a position change for Broderick Jones into his natural position, if Mason McCormick just gets better at all, the Steelers are a better offensive line. They will have a better offensive line. Troy can stay healthy, some better technique, just average play from McCormick. Average, not spectacular, just average, because he was below that last year. We know that. And if Broderick can just give us some average play on the left-hand side, the Steelers' offensive line will be better. And I think it will lead to a successful season. So I appreciate everybody, man. Thank you guys again for tuning in. Get in the comments. Let me know what you like and don't like. And remember, if you want to get the All-22 for the entire football games, make sure you become a member. Sign up at the All-Pro level, which is level 4 or higher, and you will have access not only to last year's games, but also all the upcoming games where we break these down for you. You just have to join Steelers Almighty and then join the YouTube page, or the Facebook page, excuse me. So we appreciate you guys. Thank you as always, and aloha.